Mr. President, fuck off.
That every day.
Yeah, I did not expect that. Oh my god. We just got cooked. He's right though. He's right. What's going on, guys? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to world leaders destroy Trump at Davos. Davos is the place in Switzerland where the World Economic Forum annual meeting took place not too long ago, and this follows some very controversial remarks that our President Trump made regarding Greenland and a lot of Europe as well. For quite some time now, this guy has wanted to buy Greenland, to take Greenland for whatever reason. Apparently it's related to national security, since Greenland is kind of in the North Atlantic and close to the United States. I don't really know what that's all about, but he wants Greenland. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. They don't want to give us Greenland, I guess. So Trump got mad and he was like, well, if we don't have Greenland soon, then I'm gonna impose tariffs on all of Europe.
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Starting at 10% and then in a few months going up to 25% on all goods coming to the United States. That is just such a crazy thing to say for so many different reasons, guys. And it undermines the structure and relationship that we had. You know, there's a certain way that you speak to one another when you're a world leader, and that is not the way to do it. Also, by just grouping all these countries together, he's kind of just saying that the US is above Europe as a whole because of like an individual situation. You know, it's just ridiculous on so many levels, and it's so disrespectful and quite worrisome as well. Is there going to be an invasion on Greenland? Really hope not. This guy's buddies with Putin, and we know what that guy's been up to. Not a good leader either. Just why are we doing this type of stuff in 2026, bro? Like, the leaders, Russia and the United States, we should not be working like committing the same actions almost. Who knows where this is gonna lead? So I know you guys are worried. I know you guys are pissed off. I would say apologies on my behalf, but I know you guys are tired of hearing that. Trust me, guys, I feel the same way as you. Like, it's very ridiculous, and we are all fed up with this situation. So today, instead of listening to what he's got to say, I'm sure we're gonna hear a bit of him. We're gonna be listening to the world leaders that met up at this meeting. I believe some CEOs, presidents, etc. It was a big meeting. So, and it followed, like, this meeting came right after his remarks, which again, there's nothing new. Every day you open up the internet, you just wonder what he has said. And Greenland has been one of those situations where he's always talking about, we're gonna have Greenland no matter what you guys say. Like, bro, you sound like a baby. You literally sound like a little kid. This is not how you speak to grown adults who are leading countries all over the world. Like, it's crazy. I want to hear what the leaders have to say about him, and if they will stand up and you know, exactly. I think it's about that time. We know it's that time. They need to be stern with him, like, bro.
This will be an interesting trip. I have no idea what's going to happen, but you are well represented.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President, fuck off.
It seems that every day.
Yeah, I would be honest, I did not expect that. Yes, this is exactly what we need as a world, and I'm a member of the United States. I'm so happy. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yo.
Fuck off.
It seems that every day we're reminded that we live in an era of great power rivalry, that the rules-based order is fading, that the strong can do what they can and the weak must suffer what they must. And this aphorism of Thucydides is presented as inevitable, as the natural logic of international relations reasserting itself. And faced with this logic, there is a strong tendency for countries to go along to get along, to accommodate, to avoid trouble, to hope that compliance will buy safety. Well, it won't.
More than 60 wars in 2024.
Canadian Prime Minister is saying can't be nice anymore. You know, also, guys, let me save these comments for later, because I already know that they're gonna stand, so I can say it now. When you look at how these other leaders are speaking, they're so articulate. The way that they're putting their words together is like poetry, and it's well thought out, rehearsed. When you listen to our leader speak, Trump, he's just, you know, referring to vague things. He's all over the place. Just he doesn't really care as much. Sucks.
More than 60 wars in 2024, an absolute record. even if I understood a few of them were fixed. And conflict has become normalized, hybrid, expanding into new domains, space, digital, information, cyber, trade, and so on. It's as well a shift towards a world without rules, where international law is trampled underfoot, and where the only law that seems to matter is that of the strongest, and imperial ambitions are resurfacing. Obviously, the Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, which will enter into its 4th year next month, and conflicts continue in the Middle East and across Africa. This is as well a shift towards a world without effective collective governance, and where multilateralism is weakened by powers that obstruct it or turn away from it, and rules are undermined. And I can multiply the examples of international bodies weakened or left by the key economies. And when we look at the situation, it's clearly a very concerning time, because we are killing the structure where we can fix the situation and the common challenges we have. Without collective governance, cooperation gives way to relentless competition. Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe, combined with an endless accumulation of new tariffs that are fundamentally unacceptable, even more so when they are used as leverage against territorial sovereignty.
The European
Oh my god. Okay, President of France talking his yeah, that's true though. Like, by threatening these countries with tariffs, I don't even think they're really even related to this Greenland takeover. He just pulled in a bunch of countries and said, okay, if we can't have it, then the tariffs are going up. That is a crazy thing to say. That was so wonderfully put right there. It's true though. Like, honestly guys, I think it's pretty obvious that the United States doesn't want to cooperate with other countries unless it benefits our own self-interest, and especially after these recent comments regarding Greenland, this has become blatantly obvious. Everyone already knew it, but now there's no shame related to putting it out there from our leader. So you guys are like, okay, this guy doesn't care, well, it's time. So I think that everyone that isn't the United States should cooperate against us and say, okay, you want to put tariffs on us? We're going to put tariffs on you. And I know that it's not that simple. And there are definitely differing relationships when it comes to trade. The United States is very important when it comes to trade. So I know that's not a simple thing to do, but I definitely like the energy that's coming from these world leaders at this meeting so far. Like, the things that they're saying, I feel exactly like the things that the president of France said. 100% agree with his little speech.
have agreed to a trade deal last July. And in politics, as in business, a deal is a deal. And when friends shake hands, it must mean something. Ladies and gentlemen, we consider the people of the United States not just our allies, but our friends.
Exactly.
And plunging us into a downward spiral would only aid the very adversaries we are both so committed to keeping out of the strategic landscape. So our response will be unflinching, united, and proportional.
In 1978, the Czech dissident Václav Havel.
Yeah. Think about NATO though. Like, that's the whole point of us being together. So why are we trying to split that up? The whole point of that being together, you know, when you're broken and divided, then that's when the enemy can strike. So it's just so, like, this is so stupid. No one should even have to be thinking about this type of stuff, but because of us, like,
Dissident Václav Havel, later president, wrote an essay called The Power of the Powerless. And in it, he asked a simple question: how did the communist system sustain itself? And his answer began with the greengrocer. Every morning, this shopkeeper places a sign in his window: "Workers of the world unite." He doesn't believe it. No one does. But he places the sign anyway to avoid trouble, to signal compliance, to get along. And because every shopkeeper on every street does the same, the system persists. not through violence alone, but through the participation of ordinary people in rituals they privately know to be false. Havel called this living within a lie. The system's power comes not from its truth, but from everyone's willingness to perform as if it were true. And its fragility comes from the same source. When even one person stops performing, when the greengrocer removes his sign, the illusion begins to crack. Friends, it is time for companies and countries to take their signs down.
This guy's plain focused.
Oh my, we just got cooked by Canada. We just got cooked. He's right though, he's right.
Folks for fools, and it's embarrassing.
Europeans think this is diplomacy and this will ultimately
This is
work.
diplomacy with Donald Trump? He's a T-Rex. You mate with him or he devours you. One or the other.
And Europe's being
People
devoured?
need to stand. No, Europeans could be if they continue to go down this path and process. They need to stand tall, stand firm, stand united. I don't want to be hyperbolic about it, but this guy's a wrecking ball. I hope people are waking up to what we're dealing with. This is it's code red. I mean, you guys are still playing by all set of rules. Everybody, the globe is with this guy. He's unmoored. It's the law of the jungle. It's the rule of dawn. And I hope it's dawning on the world what we're up against. I mean, this is serious. This guy is, he's not mad. He's very intentional, but he's unmoored and he's unhinged. And it requires, the goal is whatever he wants it to be. The goal is the world in his image.
We have
Why is that reporter saying what's the goal? Let the governors talk. Yeah, I don't think he has any like set goal in mind. At least we hope he doesn't. A lot of you watching this are probably from Germany. We know what happened in Germany, and you guys I keep seeing the comments like this all looks a little bit too similar. So that's why I say I hope he doesn't have a plan like that. I hope he's just acting out of power or whatever. But soon he'll be out. That day is going to be really nice for all of us.
We have a place where rule of law and predictability is still the rule of the game. And my guess is that it is largely underpriced by the market. Having a place like Europe, which sometimes is too slow, for sure, and needs to be reformed, for sure, but which is predictable, loyal, and where you know that the rule of the game is just the rule of law, it's a good place. And here in the epicenter of this continent, we do believe that we need more growth, we need more stability in this world. But we do prefer respect to bullies, we do prefer science to plotism, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality.
We stand firmly with Greenland and Denmark and fully support their unique right to determine Greenland's future. Our commitment to NATO's Article 5 is unwavering. So we're working with our NATO allies, including the Nordic-Baltic Gate, to further secure the alliance's northern and western flanks, including through Canada's unprecedented investments in over-the-horizon radar, in submarines, in aircraft, and boots on the ground, boots on the ice. Canada strongly opposes tariffs over Greenland and calls for focused talks to achieve our shared objectives of security and prosperity in the Arctic.
Full solidarity with Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark. The sovereignty and integrity of their territory is non-negotiable.
Well done. Guys, honestly, I really like what I heard from these world leaders. I know that this is just a few clips, but yeah, it seems like everyone is against us now. Nobody, listen, what all these leaders are saying, we just want prosperity, peace, stability. That's it, okay? The world, there's already too much bullshit going on. This guy Trump is just making it harder for everyone, including Americans, because this type of sentiments that he keeps expressing about just doing whatever he wants and people having to bow down to him or else he's gonna punish them. Tariffs is what I'm talking about. And of course, several other situations. They just give us such a bad look as Americans. His views are not representative of the majority in this country. Can say majority at this point. Like, I'm very happy that the European leaders are taking a stand. And I think that if you guys unite with each other, I'm glad Canada's there as well. That's also, Canada's in a great position geographically to take a stand against the United States within NATO. And it's the craziest part. We're in NATO too. Why are we like creating enemies with our friends? It just really makes no sense, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. It was very nice to hear what the world leaders had to say. I agree wholeheartedly with everything I heard. Unless I've misunderstood, this was pretty clear. Like, how could you not agree with this? Just want a peaceful, prosperous world where everyone can thrive. We don't need like this whole bullying game and all this BS coming out of our country right now. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.